Yo, Sigma here, and we're back with episode 11 of my Let's Play Gundam Breaker mobile series. Last time, Yuri Ichinose crashed our Sokai High School training camp, which I don't really understand what kind of training is involved in a Gunpla training camp, other than building Gunpla, but apparently involves a lot of running. I guess. So we're going to start off with, well, here in a second, once I don't know, stop screwing around with my mouse, we're going to check out the builds I'll be using today. First off is my speed type defender Tonbo. It resembles something a lot like my main account's Infighter. And then we have my technique type long shooter Suna, which is basically original to this account, and I haven't used that design again. And finally we have Komori, my outfighter, also a speed type. Excuse me, I'm kind of tired today. I'm really not sure why I linger so much here, but ignore that little mouse cursor. Like I mentioned in the last couple videos, I'm emulating this on my computer. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. If we get a good result, my sponsor may be inclined to extend us an invitation. To a hotel room? Gosh, seriously? Message received loud and clear, right, Sigma? I mean, I'm not that stoked about a hotel room. What are we gonna do there? Like, get room service? Listen, you kids, it's time to win the Inter-High and repay all the support we've given you with profits. I really hate you, Ono. Let's not put too much pressure on them. We can show our support without ulterior motives, can't we? No, Nishi, you can't. Oh no, Nishi, you came! Why are you excited? They're just here to leech off of our experience and power. So did I! Ugh, Yuri. Yuri! Hey, girl! They're hugging. When did they get so buddy-buddy? I know, it's kind of scary, isn't it? We went through hell and back together. We're comrades in arms now. Let's dispense with the banter and focus. The first battle is about to begin. You have no chill, Rindo. No chill whatsoever. You two still haven't seen Toma, right? Are you okay with not talking to him before the fight? Of course. We'll face his team in the finals. And stomp it. I see. Nothing to be said until then, huh? I bet he's thinking the same thing. I mean, I don't think he thought about us at all. This is complicated. Former friends, now enemies. Win or lose, what can they say to each other? I don't plan to say anything. But I usually, fail to stay quiet. Fighters don't need words if you have a point to make. Do it on the battlefield. Onwards. Yeah, let's go. We're not going to show our full hand until the final round. There's no reason to give them any clue what we've got. And here I am talking about these NPCs like they have any ability to strategize. Which they don't. I thought about doing like elevator music in the middle of this stuff, like do 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 do. Oh wait, that's Katamari Damacy. That's gonna get me copyright struck. I'm fine. It was only like a second or two of it. Watch YouTube catch that though and be like, no, you can't use that. Oh God, excuse me. I don't know if I said that right. I'm still trying to learn Japanese. I sound like a weeb. And that's the worst thing I think you can be, is a weeb. Now, I do think there's a difference between a weeb and an anime fan. Weebs are those cringy people with no life. Oh shit, that kind of describes me. Oh well. I don't know why they... I do know why they put these tips in, because it's just like standard game design, but it's all repeats. Well done, you two. You remained focused and in control. Keep that up. Of course, we're gonna kick butt. We're gonna sweep this thing, as we always do. Now that you mention it, I wasn't tense at all. Usually I'd be a nervous wreck by now. Well, yeah, usually. I guess it makes sense. Compared to you in demon mode, Rindo, official matches are like a pleasant afternoon stroll. Yeah, really. All according to Rindo's plan, I bet. She's a Machiavellian witch. Not that I have anything wrong with witches. I wouldn't put it past her. If you two have time to blather, you have time to tune your gunplas. The next match is about to start. You know, any last-minute change I make is not going to improve my build. That's amateur thought. Sorry. Period. I mean, yeah, there's a certain amount of modifications that could be made to strategize against an opponent if we know something. But, you know, getting on our butts about it is just being a butt. You know. Just let people enjoy things, Rindo. Besides, this is... You barely have to try for this. And this long shooter is just so OP. Overpowered. But that's the design of this game. If you're not overpowered, you're not building your Gundam right. Because Bandai doesn't care about game design or game balance or, you know, things like metagame and community. Although I have this debate going on in my head about whether they actually pay attention or not to the metagame. Because some of the things that they put out makes me think that they are, but not enough to realize that the things they're making aren't going to impact the metagame because of how weak they are. Like, yeah, they keep the power creep going, so our stats, the stats of the whales keeps rising because, you know, their digital e-boners are all that matter. Meanwhile, it's toxic to a game, but I don't think they really wanted to make this as a longevity thing. This was more of a hype machine to hype up their real Gunpla battle. Like, gods. You know, if this was all just a prototype system to work out their Gunpla battle system, I would really appreciate it if you pricks would give us a Gunpla for this, resembling the ones that we spent thousands of dollars on in-game. I feel like that's reasonable. Because I know they're not putting it all into development. There's no way. Oh right, they're putting it into building giant Gundams, that's what. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I would like it more if they were functional. Please, take over America with Gundams. Please, Japan. I'm kidding. Now, 3 years ago, I wouldn't have been kidding. 3 years ago, I would have been absolutely serious about that. The last thing humanity needs is a Gundam. And I think that that's the point that most people miss in the Gundam franchise, is that these are totally superfluous weapons. Giant mass destruction devices. I don't know why, but everyone hates on Seed because it has one of the most amazing scenes, in my opinion, when they nuke that that city with that microwave device. Just incredible, haunting. But I got weird opinions apparently among the Gundam fandom. At least that's what I've come to determine. Because I don't know, I don't like it when I like a story and a plot that has stakes and weight to it, so that it feels like the characters accomplished something. And oftentimes it just sort of feels like a fan fiction power fantasy lately. In like 00 was good, Iron Blood Orphans was good. I mean, I could list off a bunch of really great series, but like I don't really get into the Gunpla series because the Gundam builders and so on, because it's all just hype for their toys. I mean, at least when they were making Gundams, it was thinly veiled that this was all about merchandise. Now it's like, you know, what if we made a just a little bit one-off variant? Like, let's do an asymmetrical Wing Gundam and call it Wing Gundam Fettuccine. I know that's not its name, but I've always thought that the Wing Gundam Finiche looked freaking ugly. Please fight me in the comments. I'm kidding. You're not going to get a response if you try to defend the Wing Gundam Finiche. But no, in all seriousness, it does have some cool parts to it, but I'm like, you know, why would you choose to fuse the Rose Gundam and the Wing Gundam? That doesn't make any sense to me. I know, they don't look anything alike each other, but the design influence is very clear. At least in my opinion. And the superior version would be the originals. You can't convince me otherwise. And what is with the weird Gundam motorcycle that he had? It's like the entire definition is rule of cool. But like the Gundam Builder series, they're not even close or pretending to be real robots. They're super robot. And don't get me wrong, I like super robot stuff, but I feel like Gundam was better when it was focused more on real robot. And since it's deviated, it's kind of declined in quality. But that's my opinion. Like, I know that they kind of leaned into the idea that, oh yeah, we're a toy company. We're here to sell toys. And so they stopped making really deep stories, I think. At some point, they decided, you know, we can just make average shonen trash animes and people will eat it up. And that's why New Gundam Breaker is, oh gosh, it is basically a dating sim. A PG dating sim. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of those that exist, but I've never played them. I've never played the mature ones either. That's my story. Don't question it. Like, Sana, why? I think this time I decided I was just not going to use any EX skills to see how easy it was. And then I broke. Again, I don't really feel like this is a fin funnel combo. This is me boxing a Gundam in midair while my funnels juggle it. That's different. That's very different. And while I'm on the topic of different, I mentioned something in Twitter a few days ago, or maybe it was a week ago at this point, where I was like, it'd be nice if you would give us some updates on old parts. And then the next week they released the Zeta power type, and I'm like, this isn't what I meant. Amazing! You've gotten to the semifinals without a single loss. Just beat Denive, and you're in the finals. Amazing. Like, that's the first time ever. Denive Girls Junior College, huh? That means... Yep. Indeed. Ren Koto Mori's team. She's on a different level than anyone we've faced up to now. Be on your guard. The time has finally come. You have no hope of defeating me. I will have my revenge. What? What is she talking about? We'll beat you at your own game. Impossible. My prediction is correct. You can't predict things. That's not how this works. That is enough. I said it before, didn't I? We fight, not talk. Let our battles speak for us. Ooh. Spooky. Yeah, we're gonna win. Did I decide to not hold back? No. Yeah, I decided to hold back. Like, this is a team competition. I don't need to try hard. Oh, I did use Tonbo, because it is my favorite. Oh yeah, I did switch my strategy up. Just a little bit. I don't know when I did that. As you can see, I'm using different arms now on Tonbo. I haven't gotten to use it much yet. Honestly, Ren is probably my favorite character for some reason. Although she's also one of the weirder ones as far as the characterizations go. But like, at least she's consistently competent. She doesn't get thrown under the bus periodically for the sake of making the protagonist look better. She just happens to suffer the same problem as every other NPC in this game, which is, the narrative hypes them up and then the fights are absolutely boring. Oh well. They kind of did away with everything to balance and keep your powers at a reasonable level. Because they were like, oh yeah, these annoy the players. Who would have thought? Limits annoy people. They also give you balance. But what do I know? I've only been playing games for 20 years. We won! I was just about ready to give up for a second there. Why? I one-shot everything. The margin was paper thin. You have my thanks for the fine battle, Ren. As do you, Gunpla fighters of Denive. What are you talking about? It pains me to admit it, but you were stronger than us. But mark my words, it'll be different in the singles. Yeah, I mean, hopefully. I don't believe you, though. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining me. Like, comment, and or subscribe if you enjoyed it.